1. Stop letting others define your worth. There comes a time in life when you must stop waiting for others to confirm your value. Many people carry quiet pain, not because others mistreated them, but because they accepted someone else's opinion as the truth about who they are. When someone overlooks you, forgets you, or walks away, it can feel like proof that you are not enough. But that feeling comes from allowing their actions to set the price of your worth. The truth is, your value is not something anyone can give or take away. It does not depend on attention, compliments, or recognition. It rests in your conduct, your choices, and the way you treat others. The ancient Stoics, Marcus Aurelius Seneca and Epictetus, taught that the only things truly under your control are your thoughts and your actions. What others think, say, or do belongs to them, not to you. When you let others' behavior decide how you see yourself, you hand away your inner authority. You begin to adjust, to shrink, to fit into shapes that please others. But real strength lies in staying steady in your sense of self, even when others do not understand it. You can listen to feedback, you can learn from it, but you do not have to let it define you. So stop searching for confirmation from outside voices. Stand quietly in who you are, and let your worth show through your patience, your consistency, and your honesty. The opinions of others may change, but your integrity should not. When you no longer depend on approval, you discover a calm confidence that cannot be shaken. That is where peace begins, when your value comes from within, not from the changing judgments of the world. Protect your time and boundaries. Your time is one of the most valuable things you possess, yet it is often the easiest to give away. Many people waste years trying to please others, saying yes to every request or staying in situations that drain their energy. But time once gone never returns. Protecting your time is not about being selfish. It is about respecting your own life and the direction you wish to take. When someone repeatedly treats your time as unimportant, it is a quiet signal that they may not value your presence. You don't need to argue or explain. You only need to act with clarity. Creating boundaries does not mean building walls. It means understanding where your peace begins and where distractions end. Every moment you spend should add meaning, growth, or calm to your day. Sometimes protecting your time means saying no without guilt. It means closing certain doors gently but firmly. If a person chooses noise over understanding or constant drama over calm, you have the right to step back. You are not required to be available to everyone at all times. The quality of your life depends on what and whom you allow within your circle. Value your hours like they are part of your foundation. Spend them on learning, rest, creativity, and genuine connection. Let your boundaries become a quiet expression of self-respect. When others see that you value your time, they begin to value it too. In the end, protecting your time is an act of balance. It keeps you centered, focused, and at peace. The world will always make demands, but you have the right to decide where your energy goes. Guarding your time is not withdrawal from life. It is a thoughtful way of living it with purpose and dignity. Learn the strength of solitude. There is a deep difference between solitude and loneliness. Loneliness feels like an emptiness that waits to be filled, while solitude is the space where you rediscover yourself. Many people fear being alone because silence can feel uncomfortable. But when you learn to sit quietly with your own thoughts, you begin to see that solitude is not isolation. It is restoration. Spending time alone helps you hear the sound of your own mind without outside noise. It allows you to reflect on your actions, your growth, and your direction in life. In solitude, you can ask yourself honest questions. What truly matters to me? What do I need to release? What kind of person am I becoming? These quiet moments often bring the answers that constant activity hides. Think of the philosophers who wrote and reflected in stillness. Marcus Aurelius found clarity in his private writings. Seneca discovered balance through calm reflection. They understood that wisdom is not found in crowds but in moments of quiet thought. When you become comfortable with your own company, you stop depending on others to make you feel complete. Solitude builds emotional balance. It teaches you patience, focus, and the ability to stay calm even when the world around you is uncertain. It gives you time to read, to learn, to create, and to connect with your deeper self. So take time each day to be alone, even for a few minutes. Sit without distraction, breathe, and listen to what your mind is trying to tell you. You may find that the peace you have been searching for was waiting in the silence all along. Solitude is not a retreat from life. It is a return to yourself where clarity and strength quietly begin. Speak and act with calm. Clarity true. Confidence is not found in loud words or emotional reactions. It shows itself through calm clarity, through the ability to express truth with steadiness and respect. Many people believe that being strong means speaking forcefully, but real strength often appears in measured words and thoughtful actions. When you learn to communicate clearly and calmly, you build trust, dignity, and self-respect. Speaking with calm clarity begins with understanding your values. When you know what matters to you, your words naturally carry weight. You don't need to shout or convince others. Your consistency becomes your voice. If someone treats you unfairly or misunderstands you, respond with reason, not anger. You can be firm without being harsh. A quiet no spoken with confidence can have more power than a long explanation filled with emotion. This approach is not about silence or avoiding conflict. It is about choosing your words carefully so they build rather than destroy. Each time you speak with honesty and calm, you reinforce your inner balance. You begin to act from understanding, not reaction. This steadiness creates space for meaningful communication and prevents regret that often follows impulsive words. Let your truth be steady, not sharp. Express it with kindness but without apology. When you live this way, people begin to sense your stability. They know where you stand and what you stand for. Over time, your calmness becomes a quiet example for others. Remember, clarity and composure do not mean weakness. They are signs of maturity and self-awareness. To speak and act with calm clarity is to move through the world with intention, grounded in your values and guided by peace. It is a form of strength that neither noise nor chaos can shake. Transform rejection and pain into growth. Rejection is an experience everyone faces at some point in life. It may come from people, opportunities, or circumstances that do not unfold as we hoped. While rejection often feels personal, it is not a final statement about your worth. It is information, an event that invites reflection, not defeat. How you interpret it decides whether it becomes a source of wisdom or a weight you continue to carry. When someone fails to value you, try to observe rather than react. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? Sometimes rejection simply shows a difference in values, timing, or purpose. It does not mean you are lacking. It means something no longer fits the path you are meant to walk. Every closed door directs your attention toward another possibility, often one that aligns better with who you are becoming. Instead of letting pain turn into resentment, use it as a signal to grow stronger and clearer. Take time to understand what the experience is teaching you about boundaries, self-worth, and direction. Growth does not happen in comfort. It happens when you choose to rise above disappointment and rebuild with understanding. This process requires patience. Healing is not about forgetting, it's about learning. When you treat rejection as guidance rather than punishment, it loses its power to harm. You begin to move forward with greater awareness and resilience. Remember, your value remains constant regardless of who recognizes it. Pain can become a teacher if you allow it. Each challenge refines your perspective and deepens your strength. Transformation is quiet work. It happens when you choose reflection over bitterness, acceptance over blame. In that choice, rejection becomes a turning point, one that leads not to weakness but to growth and renewed confidence.